Feel like when I've, talked to not just young people, but anybody about their devotional life, whatever that would include for them, but like Bible reading, prayer, stuff like that. I feel like it's like I'm a dentist asking people if they floss. It's like
That's
they
good.
know they should, and they feel a little guilty answering. And if you're like me, I probably fib a little bit. I probably lie a little bit. I'm like, I do not as consistent as I should. And I think the reason is because, like, for some people, until they get that cavity or something goes wrong, they're like, why do I need to floss? I've made it so far without having to have surgery on my mouth. You know what I mean? Is there a danger for, like, what's the danger maybe? Or what would you caution somebody who's a Christian who just kind of lets the Bible collect dust for quite some time? They pick it up once a year or something like that, and they're just not motivated. I don't know. What do you see? What can happen to somebody if they just kind of let go of Scripture altogether?
To me, I think the danger is that you're just going to have a really shallow, surface level experience of God and relationship with God. And I think that that's an important point to make right off the bat, because too many times in church, you see people draw, I think, a false dichotomy between the study of Scripture and maybe personal intimacy with God. And I think that we need to understand that those two things are actually intimately connected, that we can't separate our study of the Scripture from our personal relationship with God. They're going to both feed off of each other. And I think that if we set aside Scripture, we're running the risk of, over time, maybe creating a God of our own imagination, because Scripture is God's self-revelation to us.
Right.
Scripture is God saying to us, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. And if you're not including Scripture as a regular part of your life on a daily, weekly basis, then we could come up with any kind of idea about who God is and what He's like, and how are we going to know any different?
Yeah.
And this is the issue: is that if we don't read the Bible, we're not going to know what the Bible teaches.
Yeah.
And if we don't read the Bible, we're not going to know specifically what the Bible teaches about who God is.
Yeah.
And that's kind of fundamental.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal, guys. It's
Yeah.
kind of a big deal. We say that Christianity is about a relationship with God, and that's awesome. I'm all about that.
Right.
But let's look at any relationship that you have. A part of a growing relationship is learning more and more about the person you're in relationship with. Well, you don't do that with God apart from Scripture.
Yeah.
It can't happen. That's the way that you're going to learn more and more and more about His nature, about His desires, all that good stuff. So that's what I would say for sure.
So good.